For nearly 40 years, Laura Hockaday worked to add diversity to the pages of the Kansas City Star, being considered by many as a trailblazer for putting persons of color in the newspaper's society pages. She began at the newspaper in 1962 as a woman news section writer, then became travel editor, and for the last 18 years of her career was society editor. In 1982, when editors first asked if Hockaday wanted the society editor job, she did not feel the names and faces reflected Kansas City's diversity. She took the job on the condition that she would define what the society was, desegregating the society pages to be progressive and inclusive of all who call the city home.
Some people know that in the last year or so, the Kansas City Star issued a lengthy apology for its coverage of the black community here, and generally of people of color, and promised to do better. And the doing better of that started with Laura in many ways. Some of us who came to the Star in the early 70s and so on saw a paper in transition, a paper that was trying to broaden its coverage and to hire people who would represent the black community and other communities of color in our coverage. And Laura was a real barrier breaker in that way, and I was proud to work with her in that regard. So good for you, Laura.
Believing society reporting should be a common denominator for the community, Hockaday made that section in the newspaper a medium for bringing people together instead of setting people apart. Her Wednesday columns were known for introducing readers to scores of role models from different parts of the city's society. Hockaday herself is widely recognized as a role model for journalists of all types in Kansas City and in the surrounding area. When she retired in 2000, the city passed a resolution honoring her decades of service, recognizing her as a major force of change to make Kansas City a better place. The Kansas City Association of Black Journalists named the Laura R. Hockaday Scholarship in her honor. She died October 24th, 2017, at the age of 79. A 24-year journalism professional, Kia Breaux is the Midwest Regional Director for the Associated Press in Kansas City. As regional director, she's responsible for business development and managing strategic partnerships. A 1996 graduate of the Missouri School of Journalism, she worked in Washington, D.C. for Bridge News and for Knight Ridder Financial News before joining the AP in 1997 in the Kansas City Bureau.
When I think of Kia, I'm reminded of a speech by Teddy Roosevelt, and I'll paraphrase it to call her the woman in the arena. Kia is very focused. Whenever she encounters any new challenge, she takes it on full blast. Start with the AP and her work as a journalist into Kansas City, where she was the chief of bureau, and into her regional job now, where her job is funding the AP journalism so that we can continue to do the work that we do. The second part of what arena she's in is Mizzou and all the different aspects of the university that she's involved in. She does not sit on the sidelines. The third thing I'd want to say about Kia and her commitment is to her family. She has two boys who are very active in sports, but also doing well in academics, which is following in the footsteps of their mom. I am very honored to count her as a friend and as an AP colleague.
She was promoted to correspondent in the AP's Roanoke, Virginia Bureau, and then later was named as news editor for the Nebraska operations based in Omaha. She returned to Kansas City in 2005 as assistant chief of bureau for Missouri and Kansas, then interim bureau chief in 2008 and bureau chief in 2010.
I have to say, I am beyond proud of what she has accomplished. Her personality, her drive, and her honesty are things that have made her the success that she is.
Breaux has been recognized as an excellent role model within the AP and an exemplary leader who excels in her responsibilities and commitment to diversity in journalism. She has actively sourced students for AP's Global News Internship Program and has served as a mentor for a number of AP interns who have gone on to become accomplished journalists in their own right. Her commitment to journalism extends beyond her day job, including having served as a member of the Missourian Publishing Advisory Board of Directors, the Honors College Advisory Council, and the Mizzou Alumni Association. She's also served as vice president of the Missouri Sunshine Coalition and a trustee of the William Allen White Foundation. In his youth, Dane Vernon worked at the family's newspaper, The Advertiser, in Eldon, stuffing sections and inserts and later processing photos in the darkroom. He joined Vernon Publishing full-time in 1979, working with his father Wallace to first manage special sections before moving to Versailles 2 years later to oversee the leader statesman there and the Morgan County Press in neighboring Stover. Vernon took on the Tipton Times when the family's publishing company bought it in 1983 and remained there until his father semi-retired in 1992, at which time he began to oversee the entire company operation. Later joined by his wife Shireen as co-publisher, Vernon oversaw an expansion of the company's printing capabilities and helped usher in many digital publishing advancements. Serving as MPA president in 2002, Vernon was and remains a strong proponent of Newspapers in Education program, which continues to benefit MPA members' newspapers to this day.
Dane Vernon, Eldon Advertiser, Vernon Publishing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Owned a tea shop for one time. The man's done it all. He helped introduce myself and my best friend Jeff Schrag, who runs a paper in Springfield, Missouri, to the Missouri Press Board way back in the day, 2003, 4. He told us not only be a part of the board, but also be active. Be active every time you're in a board meeting. Don't just sit there. Get on committees, come up things. And I think we've both done so and hopefully made Dane proud over the years. Again, he's been just a solid mentor for us.
He remained publisher of The Advertiser until 2007, when his oldest son, Trevor, became the third generation of the family to helm the business. Currently a member of the Missouri Press Foundation Board of Directors, Vernon has a long history of volunteering his time, including serving as president or a board member of civic and business organizations and councils for the arts. Professionally, he is a past president of the former Central Missouri Press Association, now known as the Show Me Press Association, and past regional director of the National Newspaper Association.